Hello students and welcome to lesson 2 on our unit on applications of percents. In this lesson we are going to learn about prorated taxes. Our essential questions are the same as in the previous lesson. We are looking at how percents are used when buying a home. We were working to be able to define down payments, taxes, and interest, and we are also working to understand how they are calculated and to be able to do that calculation. Part of owning a home includes paying taxes. In the last lesson, we talked about sales tax, which is paid one time on the day you purchase your home. We learned that that is 2% of the cost of the home, and we learned to take 0.02 times whatever the cost of the home is to figure out how much that sales tax would be. County and school taxes are different than sales tax. County and school taxes are paid every year. So let's get some vocabulary about county and school taxes. A county tax is a percentage of, here you hear those same terms that we heard in the last lesson, a percent of a number, percentage of. County tax is a percentage of the value of your land and home that is paid to your county and your local borough as one payment. The county tax runs from January 1st to December 31st. Notice the county tax year matches our calendar year. School tax is similar but different. It is a percentage of the value of your land and home, so it's calculated the same way, that's paid to your local school district. The school tax runs from July 1st to June 30th. Notice the year for school tax does not match the calendar year. It's closer to a match of a school year. When you own your home for an entire year, you have to pay the entire amount of county and school taxes. However, when you first buy your home, you and your seller must each pay part of the taxes depending on when the house is bought. If you bought it in the middle of the year, you would split it evenly, 50%, 50%. However, if you buy early in the year, the seller would pay a small portion and you would pay more of that amount because you've owned the house most of the year. If you buy near the end of the year, the seller would pay most of the tax amount and you would pay a smaller portion because you owned the house less time. This is called prorated tax. Prorated tax is the partial amount of taxes you owe when purchasing a property. It pays for the current year's taxes. It splits the current year's taxes between you and the seller evenly. Not meaning equal, but in a way that's fair based on when you bought the house. It's calculated by the percent of the year you own the property times the total amount of taxes. To calculate prorated taxes, there are 3 steps. First, you need to figure out the percent of the year you own the home. To calculate that percent, we will first have to write a fraction for how many days we own the house out of the whole year. We will multiply that percent as a decimal by the total amount of taxes. Remember, county and school taxes have different years, so we're going to actually have to make 2 separate calculations. When calculating prorated taxes, you must know the number of days in each month. If you don't know how many days are in each month, this process is impossible. So what I've given you here is a poem to help you remember the days. This will be a bonus on your next test. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Those are the only 4 months with 30 days. So 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except February alone. It has 28. So let's look at a situation which will serve as our practice for today. If you bought a house on August 15th, How much county and school taxes would you have to pay if the property's county taxes are $352 and the school's taxes are $1,827.50? So to summarize the situation, I've just pulled out the key points. We're buying the house on August 15th. The county tax dates run from January 1st to December 31st and total $352. So in a full year, we would have to pay this much. But since we are buying the house in here, we do not have to pay the full amount. The seller is going to pay part of it. School taxes, which run July 1st to June 30th, total this amount. And notice this is still in between these dates. So what we're going to do is we're going to first work at determining how much county taxes. Now I want you to think about August 15th. August 15th is near the middle of this county tax year. Now that means that we're going to own that house some of August, some of the days of August, since we're not buying at the beginning, it's only some of the days, all of September, all of October, all of November, and all of December. Now I stop at December because that is when the county tax year ends. Now we know that we're only going to own the house some of the days in August. We know we're going to buy it on August 15th. So then we'd own it the 16th and the 17th and the 18th and the 19th. The 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. So that's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 days. You can also do this calculation of 17 days a little differently. We know there are 31 days in August. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, so August would fall in there. If we subtract the 15th from the day that we bought it, we get 16. We need to add one day because subtraction finds the difference between the two. It does not include the first amount. So it would actually be 17 days. So this is another way that you can calculate it besides making tallies. Now for the rest of the year, we're going to own the whole amount. 30 days has September, so September has 30. 30 days has September, April, June, and November, so November also has 30. All the rest have 31 except February, so October has 31 and December has 31. If we add this up, this will tell us the total days that we own the house. 7 and 1 make 8, and 1 more makes 9. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 1 more makes 13. So we are owning this house 139 out of 365 days. That's how many days make 1 year. That's how many days make a whole. Now, we know that's a fraction. We want to know what percent of the year we're going to own the home. So to do that, we would need to divide to get the decimal. 139 divided by 365 is 0.380. We only need those first 3 decimal places because that'll tell us how to round to get our percent. So it's 0.380. If we look to the right of the hundredths column, the 0 is going to keep the 8 the same. So we could say we own the house 38% of the year. Now, if we own the house 38% of the year, it's only fair if we pay 38% of the taxes. Now to calculate a percent of a number, there are 3 steps. We first need to change the percent to a decimal, which would be 0.38, 38 hundredths, since percent literally means out of 100. Of means to multiply, and the county taxes are $352. $352. Now, we could multiply this out on paper, but to save time in the video, we are going to use the calculator. So we have $352 that we need to take 38% of. So we'll multiply by 0.38. And when we do so, we get $133.76. This literally means that if we bought this house on August 15th, we would need to pay $133.76 for the county taxes. The seller would be responsible for the rest. Now let's look at calculating the school taxes. For the school taxes, we will still purchase the house on August 15th, which is closer to the beginning of the school tax year, and we will own it all the way through June 30th. So we're owning the house most of the year. We're owning it some of the days in August, all of September, all of October, all of November and December, January and February, all of March, April, May, and then to June. And we stop at June because that's when the school tax year ends. Now we've already proven we are going to own the house 17 days in August. We are going to own it all of these months, so use our poem to fill in the amounts. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except February, which has 28. October has 31, December has 31, January has 31, March has 31, and May has 31. We now need to add up to see how many total days we would own the house. 7 plus 1 makes 8, plus 1 makes 9, plus 1 makes 10. So we're up to 10 in the ones column. Plus 8 makes 18, plus 1 more makes 19, plus 1 more makes 20. So we write down the 0, carry the 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 23, 26, 29, 32. So we are going to own the house 320 out of, how many days make 1 year? 365 days. This is the fraction of the year that we're going to own the house. So if we pull up our calculator and we divide that, 320 out of, which means divide, 365 days, we are going to own the house 0.876 of the year. And if we look to the right, we know that rounds it up to 0.88. It's about 88 hundredths. So we're owning the house 88% of the year. Well, if we own the house 88% of the year, it's only fair for us to pay 88% of, which means to multiply, the taxes. To do that, we need to change the percent back to a decimal, so 0.88 or 0.88, same thing, times the tax amount for the school taxes, so $1,827.50. If we use our calculator to do that multiplication, we get 0.88 times $1,827.50. We get $1,608, and we get 0.2, which literally means 20 cents. So this is how much we would have to pay in school taxes if we purchased the house on August 15th. To summarize, calculating prorated taxes occurs when you split the purchase of a home and split that amount of